Hello top 11 managers around the world, welcome back to your channel Mamun Prefer Gaming. In this video I'm gonna show you 10 tips guys, 10 important tips to create the best player in Youth Academy. So it's the full guide of Youth Academy and I'm gonna definitely ask many questions answer in this video. Of course the question is relevant to Youth Academy. So let's get deep into the video. Tips number 1 regarding which player to pick. Many of you ask which player you should pick at the beginning of the stage in Youth Academy. So this is also the best tips for the beginner who is playing top 11 as a new manager. Now, which player to pick? Even pro managers sometimes ask which player you should take. Not a big deal, but it is a big deal. You will have to focus on your desired player, what role you need. So depending on your team's need, you'll have to pick a role. So role is the most crucial part here to pick a player. Then after looking at role, you'll have to look at the player's percent. The percent, or I can say the quality. Yes, the strength or the quality of the player. What's the strength of the player? If the player is higher, a percentage like more than 60%, then the player should be the first priority. I picked the player, as you have seen, that 68% at the beginning, and here also I have 67% player. So why should I take lower percent player like 53, 55, 56%, even 58%? Because percent is important. Whenever you want to increase 10 to 15%, you need to use a lot of token, rest and moral. So you will have to pick the big player, as big as possible. Then if you want to focus in anything else, then you will have to focus on a player's price. You can simply pick a free player or a player who is not having huge price, less price compared to other players. Tips number 2. Do not create defensive players near the end of the season. When you create defensive players like DCDLDR, at the end of the season, almost near the end of the season, when you actually create a player, a player who is defenders, that I said already, these roles. So if you want to create these roles at the end of the season, you are gonna face a certain problem. The problem is there cannot be special ability, or sometime there cannot be the option of play style. You will not be able to add play style, because these coaches or play style, they actually disappear. So if you are late to create a defensive player, you will not be able to add play style, which is the most crucial part of a player. Tips 3. Which coaches are the best coach? Now, we all know that best coaches are actually those coaches who actually doesn't require, a huge amount of tokens. But apart from that, also there are main factors that you can focus on, like which coach is adding the most, the most percentage. Percentage is very important. Which course is adding more percentage and it's cheaper compared to other, So that's the main factor you need to look at. And also guys, these are, sometime, 44 token, it's used token, but still it's adding 23%. These sort of coaches are good as well. If you have, enough tokens, then these coaches are good for you. Do not focus on token. Instead, you add a big number to your player, big strength percent to your player. That will really help you. Again, if you do not have enough tokens, then these are the best coaches for you, like 15 token, and you will have to add 25 rest as well. These are, a bit of, less expensive, to be very honest. There are, coaches like these that requires less token, less rest. Tips number 4, you must add playstyle to your every player. Now here comes a condition. Whenever you want to build a play style, you need the player to be at least 80%. So you will have to create a player at least 80%. That means 5-star in order to get these opportunity. Otherwise you cannot do it. Tips number 5, what special ability you should pick and what you shouldn't. Many of you ask me this question. You are always confused that which special ability is good. My answer is, whenever you will build a special ability here in Youth Academy, you will focus on the player's role. If your player is a defender, like this one is DC, so you will have to pick whether it is aerial defender or defensive wall, because these are his best skills and you should get these two. If you have 2 special ability, then 2, or if you have 1 special ability, then pick the best one from these 2 and try to add the different special ability that you don't have in your other defenders. So this will really help you. And you should not add those special ability that you do not need. For, let's say, if you talk about DC, you cannot pick those a special ability for corner kick taker or free kick taker or penalty kick specialist. You shouldn't take these because these are not a defender's special ability. These are for attackers. So you're gonna take for your best attackers these special ability. Tips number 6, collect free coaches, from different sort of events, and also the mandatory one, a special sponsor. As a free user, you can still collect this one, as you can see, into 7 overall quality coach for Youth Academy. So into 7, this one you can apply to your Youth Academy players very easily. You can add some good amount of percentage. So not only these, but also there will be different sort of events in which you will have this opportunity to get Youth Academy coaches. So try to get all those free coaches available that you can have. And if you are a user who spends money, you can also purchase others such as Boost Lab. Tips number 7, how big you should create a player. Now, many of you ask me this question, what's the limit, or what percentage you should build maximum a player, and what is actually ideal quality of a player? That's what you ask. Now the answer is very simple, guys. You can build as big as possible depending on your resources. If you have token and resources, build as big as possible. You may ask me, you cannot make this player mutant player. No, oh my goodness, you cannot add main attribute, you cannot train the guy if you make him big. But the answer is, don't care this at this moment, because in this sort of season, you have Draw Frenzy, Kick Around, events like these. Many people actually spend a lot of money and a lot of tokens as well to play those events, and they actually get a lot of attributes. So once you actually get big players, you can simply add attributes to those players, if you spend tokens or if you are lucky on in those sort of events. Tips number 8, what sort of extra role you should add and you should not add. I mean, many of you ask me, I have AML, and what next I can add to this player, what sort of role I can add, what is the good one, I mean, for this player. So this player, as you can see, he is AMC Litton, and what is the best role for him? Now, if you add, to him like AML or AMR, it's not a good choice. I've done it here, but it's not a good choice, guys. You need to understand the role of playstyle as well. The playstyle has connection with the player role. How? Let me tell you. Like, if you build this player AMC, then you can add a playstyle, let's say false 9. Now, false 9, if you make the player's role ST also, I mean extra role as ST, then these playstyle, as I said, the false 9 will work very smoothly. Let me clear it more and more. If you look at this player Rana, he is AML, and if I put him as AML, it works. So that means I can make this player also ML, but I cannot make the player ST because he is not having the favorable playstyle. Now, if you look at this perfect example of a player role, as you can see, this player is actually false 9, and he is my number 1 striker. He plays for ST, and whenever I put him in AMC, he smoothly, get into AMC, and his playstyle stay active. So that means for false 9, I can, make the player from ST to AMC or AMC to ST. So you'll have to understand the role, this way. You'll have to take only this sort of way a role, but you cannot take AML to ST role, which will not actually work playstyle wise. So this is what you need to keep in your mind. I will make another video on this, topic, especially on this topic, a separate video talking about these playstyles, how this playstyle works better. I'm going to discuss in a video broadly. And tips number 9, many of you ask me about these, when you are gonna get the best coaches in Youth Academy. And the answer is very simple, almost at the end of the season, just near the end of the season, you are gonna get some very good coaches that will not actually add many tokens or rest. I mean, you will not have to spend a lot of tokens and rest, and these sort of coaches will arrive near the end of the season. And the tips number 10, it's actually regarding the token, Now, many of you are very afraid of a spending token. I mean, only when you have tokens. But if you do not have tokens, if you are a new manager and you are not expert of, earning tokens like I do, I generally earn a lot of tokens, free token, guys. And I am tired of talking about these many times, that how I earn tokens. I made plenty of videos. Again, this season I'm gonna make another video in which I'm gonna show you more than 10 ways you can earn tokens. So now, as you can see, these tips is not mandatory for the beginners or for the members who doesn't have enough token, but those of you who is having good amount of token and know how to earn good amount of tokens, for those, these tips, that do not be afraid of spending token, because these are not real currency. This is game currency. I know how crucial token is, how rare to get token is, but you must spend token in order to develop the game. That means it is very simple. If you want to increase player quality, you need to spend token. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I always try to help you, everyone, not only pro but also beginner. I'm gonna make more and more videos that help also beginners. So stay tuned by subscribing. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do always appreciate you guys for watching my video. And please subscribe this channel so that I get inspiration to make more quality videos for you.